Hey everybody, my name's Ines. I write kissing books, and this is Chapter 10 of the Valkyrie's Claim. Chapter 10. They were dead. Draco hadn't truly expected a different outcome. He had expected one of them to live, but they were both dead. Draco's body lay at an odd angle on the stair. He hadn't fallen down the staircase. His head was still at the top. His legs were hanging off the rails. His torso was at a right angle between the other pieces. Drek was lying face down in the hall. His body was unmoving. His body was also facing up. His chest was to the ceiling. In the battle to claim one woman, both males had lost their lives. Draco cradled Regan in his arms, shielding her from the madness that was the lives of the dragons. He was now the last of his weir. There were very few dragons left. Only one family of males remained, led by a vicious patriarch that had slain many of his kind to win 3 sacrifices. Unfortunately, Nias had 6 surviving sons, so this madness would likely continue for another generation, unless those males killed one another as well and the dragons were no more. A wailing cry broke Draco's solemn reverie. The miserable moan lifted Regan's head from his chest. It was the female sacrifice. "I suppose she's yours now?" said Regan. Draco looked down into the Valkyrie's face, her perfectly heart-shaped face, her pinched lips, her wide eyes. "I don't want her," he said. "I love you." Regan's eyes widened further. They flashed a gold so bright that Draco had to squint as he looked into her gaze. "Love?" she said. "You love me?" "I'm sure it's insane." He brushed at the corner of her eyelid, trying to touch the light of the ray. "It's madness," she whispered. "A dragon and a Valkyrie," he chided, waiting for her to put the notion down, slash it with her blades. "I feel it too," she said. Her words might as well have broken his heart open. His breath of relief was the pouring out of his beating heart. "Then we're both mad," he said. They were. A pairing like this had never happened in the Vale. It was not meant to be, but here they were. Draco couldn't remember his life before Regan put a dagger to his throat. He couldn't fathom an existence without her nails digging into his skin, her body over him, demanding satisfaction. As he gazed down at her, the reflection of love in her bright eyes dimmed. Her bright features darkened, like an unwelcome cloud come to rain on their picnic. "Mother didn't make me for breeding," she said. "Breeding? Children?" Draco shook his head. "I never wanted to bring a child into this world." Regan eyed him skeptically. There were 2 dead bodies on the ground who had fought for the privilege of siring more of his kind. "Whatever your mother may have made me for, I reject her plan now." A tiny gasp escaped his Valkyrie's lips. "Whatever she made you for, you can make a different choice," he said. "Choose me as I choose you." Slowly, a wicked grin spread across Regan's lovely features. Draco spied the mischief dawning in his new mate, because that's what she was. His mate. In bed, in life, in love. "Yes," she said. "I choose you." Draco tilted her head back and claimed her mouth. Regan dug her nails into the back of his neck and pulled him closer. He didn't mind that his fierce warrior took control, not so long as she let him have his way with her. And she did now. Mostly. Their lips tangled, their tongues tussled, their incisors tore. Draco tasted blood as he gulped down the fiery taste of his mate. Regan was insatiable as she sucked at his top lip, the edge of his bottom lip, the underside of his tongue. His Valkyrie was a fast learner, and she was quickly mastering his lessons. Draco was more than happy to submit. "Excuse me?" Draco and Regan broke apart. Standing in the open doorway of the once-locked bedroom was a small human woman. Her hair was flaming red. She wore a shift with a design of pale colors splashed on the fabric. A circle with 3 prongs in the center was over her chest, with the letters P-E-A-C-E in black. Her long legs were encased in dark blue fabric that flared out over her feet. "I think I took some really bad acid," she said, holding her hand to her head. "I want to go home now. Can one of you give me a ride?" Stay tuned for Chapter 11 of the Valkyrie's Claim, coming to you soon.